In today's video, I want to talk about discipline in a way that it's going to rattle a lot of people that, think that they're disciplined, but they try so hard and yet they drop off. You know, it's January, and this is where people mix discipline and motivation. You see, if you've been working out every day for the last year, every week, right? You've been going to the gym consistently all of last year, then it's not so difficult to continue in the new year. It's January, it's just another month to you, right? And it's the same with trading. If you've been consistently following your trading system and your rules for a long period of time, and you've been consistently doing the same execution over a long period of time, then it's just a continuation in January, right? It's just part of the way you do things. You're not really fighting anything, right? But then January comes and everybody gets motivated because it's the new year. And so they are forcing this new discipline or this fake discipline or persona identity onto whatever they're trying to achieve. So in this case, let's say trading, right? So or let's just keep it simple, like the gym, right? And so they go to the gym because they're motivated, not because they're disciplined. And that is never going to work in the long term. It's going to drop off. They're going to go for 30 days and then suddenly hit a brick wall when one day they don't feel like it or they lose their motivation and they just crumble and they fall off the horse, right? Because they don't identify as a person that actually goes to the gym consistently. Same with the trader. You don't, you don't identify as a consistently profitable trader that respects your process or journals every single trade. You stop and think if you took a loss, what happened? You analyze everything, or you don't identify as somebody that backtests every day. Like all of these things is what is going to build your character, your discipline within the market, right? Because it's free market. Okay? There's nobody going to tell you not to trade or going to tell you to trade or to stop trading, to stop overtrade. Like nobody is there at the end of the day. Nobody's coming to save you. It's just you. And that is the hard, cold truth. Like you have to own it, right? And this is where it gets tough because at that point, you know, there is no more motivation. It's total responsibility. Like you could learn a new strategy and watch a guru and or see some video and get all excited about a strategy, right? And you're all excited and motivated and you go and apply it without the discipline, right? So you might have a couple of days that are green and then you have no discipline to stop trading when it's not there. See, then you start forcing the trades and then that's when you start tilting and you start um, messing up because you don't have discipline, emotional discipline, right? Or emotional intelligence. So, this year is big. I'm really big on identity, and you have to take on the identity of a disciplined trader. And what does that mean? That's somebody that is in control, somebody that, wakes up and backtests or practice every day, somebody that can stick to their trading plan, do what they say they're going to do. Somebody that can just show up and be an observer. You don't have to trade. See, the identity issue or the identity crisis that we have as traders or day traders is because they identify as a day trader. They think every day is a trade. That's crazy thinking, right? Not every day is a trade. There's not going to be a trade every day, right? And so it really comes down to reprogramming your discipline, your discipline identity into your subconscious programming so that it sticks, right? So that you're not swimming against the current, you're not out of alignment. And that is the difference between a consistently profitable trader and the amateur that is not aware, you see, or doesn't know how to fix the problem, is just trading. And we all go through that amateur stage. I was at one point, right? And we all have to learn it the hard way. That's the best way to learn it. But there comes a point where there's enough learning about that, like when there's been enough pain and you're either like done with it and you're ready to like level up and take yourself seriously instead of forcing yourself. This is the thing, because like a disciplined trader or a disciplined athlete, right? It's not really force. They're not waking up every day and forcing things to happen. It's just automatic. It's just like that's just what they do. That's their identity. They've been doing it for so long that that becomes the default. You see? Like you have a pre-market plan. You make a pre-market plan every day or every week. You know your entry, you know where you're getting out, you know where your stop loss is. That is your default. You've done it so many times that there's nothing to make up. You don't need to make anything up. You don't need to invent anything. You just know your numbers, and either you see your entry and you take it or you don't, right? And so that is sort of like what we call metacognition, like having the awareness of where you're at mentally, where you're thinking, calling yourself out, catching yourself out. Are you hesitating? Having the discipline to either like even deal with the issue if things come up, right? If you catch yourself feeling impatient or FOMO, like having the discipline to do the exercises that I have in the course to get rid of those urges, right? Like how to get rid of the urge to FOMO, like, or how to get rid of the urge to revenge trade. Like that also takes a disciplined approach. And that comes back to identity, is like the professional trader just does that. They have a system. They have systems in place. They identify with systems that they put in place to stop them from going off the rails, because nobody else will. Nobody else is there to stop them. It's just them in the market, right? You have to have a way of breaking the pattern, interrupting the pattern if you feel like you're about to go on a tilt, you see? And then also having the awareness that, okay, you're up early in the week and you're sitting in profit, and you have to feel okay with it. There's no need to continue. You came to make money and you've already made money. Now go live your life. Go do something else. You see, these are all discipline approach, like a identity level discipline, right? You have to identify with it. So you have to really get clear with what a disciplined trader does, acts and behaves throughout the day, how they respond to the market, to certain situations. If they have 2 wins, then they stop trading for the week. If they have a loss, then they're done for the day. You see, all of these are disciplined identity and discipline on an identity level, right? And you get that by reprogramming it into your subconscious mind through repetition, you know. And that is what we actually do within the course, first link in the description, if that is something that you resonate with and you really want to fix it so that trading becomes automatic. It's not a fight. You become aligned. You have to be in alignment with yourself and with the market. It all has to click and gel and flow. Discipline doesn't have to be hard, you see? And you do it by doing it repetitively until the subconscious accepts the repetition as the new state of being, as your new identity. And then you just identify as a consistent trader. You see what I mean? So that is what I want you to think about, you know, especially for this first quarter, not for the whole year. Let's just go for this first quarter. If you can focus on up leveling your subconscious programming, your identity as a trader over the next, 12 weeks, you're going to do good by the middle of the year. And by the end of the year, you're going to look back and you're going to say that I was right, you know, because that's exactly what happened to me last year. That's what happened to my students. You see, I'm not making this up. I've in the last quarter until now, I've made over $35,000. Not to brag, from trading. Not to brag at all. I've never done that before in previous years. It was impossible. I couldn't maintain consistency until I fixed my identity and myself and who I am as a trader, my programming. This is important stuff, right? You don't need more indicators. You don't need another flashy trading system, entry model from whatever. That's not going to help you. Yeah. So I really want you to think about that, and really look deep. It's not some silly rubber band technique or some cold shower technique or some, nonsense like that. I'm talking about going deep, at a deep level, at a subconscious level, and fixing the problem at the core and clearing out the negative habits so these things become automatic. Okay. So that's first link in the description. If you're new to my channel, go ahead, like and subscribe. Welcome. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you're dealing with. I read all the comments. And until the next video, you're on your own. Take care now. Goodbye.